Before we get started with this video, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Jalen, and I like to read scary stories. Make sure to go follow my Instagram at Rena_Solitaria, and make sure to watch my YouTube videos. See you later. It wasn't too long ago when this happened. I had to go to the hospital because I was ill. My doctor insisted for me to stay for one day, basically overnight. I wasn't terribly ill. I was just dehydrated. And because of that, I lost my energy, which means I had to go to the hospital. They injected me with stuff and other things they did before I rested in my room. The hospital was very old and creepy, but I didn't think that ghosts could actually exist in the hospital. When I arrived at my room, I drank water and laid down, staring at the ceiling. The room looked vintage. It had flowers. The paint looked brand new, but anyways, my mom was staying with me for the night. And the good thing was she did, because I was so scared when I heard a girl. According to the people working in this hospital, my room neighbors were old. They were old, but I didn't think it was a girl too. Her voice was loud and clear. I forgot what she said though. It sounded like she was really in the room. If you're my neighbor's visitors, why would the little girl be noisy at night? I think it was about 10 p.m. And third, how can I hear her so clearly if she was in my neighbor's room? Wouldn't her voice be muffled because of the thick walls dividing the room? My mother heard it too. We were both in shock. It happened about 2 times. Anyways, it's short, but it was a scary experience because I also heard it near me. Not _just_a_human, a Reddit user. Am I in danger? What is that noise? By Madcat Wonderland, a Reddit user. First of all, I live in Murphy, North Carolina, in the center of town, and to the right of my house is a wooden area that is fenced off. I'm telling you this because it might be of some importance. I am a 30-year-old female. On weekends, I am home alone because my 2 kids stay with their uncle and my husband works late hours. I was coming home from my friend's house and she just lives a couple of houses up from me, and it was around 8:30 when I returned home. There are street lights that come to about the mid part of my street, then end. There's about a 40-foot walk in pitch darkness, and I had to enter my house from the back door because my front door was locked to keep stupid people out. When I was relaxing on the mattress in my living room, and we moved it because it was cold in my house, and it was easier to move around because I have nerve damage in my foot. So I was watching some anime, then paused the episode to eat because it's hard for me to eat and watch TV. Without my glasses sliding down my nose, I had just let my cat Ryu because he was meowing frantically at the door, and as I opened it, he ran inside, and I shut the door. I was puzzled because I didn't know what was wrong. I sat back down as I finished my food and heard a noise on the porch. It sounded like something in between of a goat and a bear cub, right in front of my door. At first I thought it was crazy until I looked at my three cats, Ryu, Dottie, and Lilith, and they were looking straight at the front door and were growling, hissing at the noise. Every 30 to 40 seconds, it would make a horrible noise at the end with clicking sounds and thumping on the outside of my house. At this point, I was terrified, and as tears of fear rolled down my cheeks, I hurried to text my husband at work and told him what I heard and how the cats were reacting. After a couple of minutes, he told me to lock the front door. I was terrified of making any noise as I approached the door. I was on my knees because I didn't want to see the thing. As I reached to lock the door, it made a sound again. I jumped up in fear and hurried to lock the door. I scrambled back to my bed, and sounds of thumping on the walls made me burst into tears, and I pulled my blankets close to me as I shook. Then the sound stopped, and all was silent. My heart raced. I sat still, afraid to make the smallest sound. I had thought of calling 911, but they'd never believe me. I felt trapped and stopped as I stared around, checking my cat's reaction as I heard this loud sound that sounded almost like a howler monkey. As fast as I started, it stopped. Then, about 5 minutes later, I could hear it circle my house, making a sound like a goat and a bear, and it scratched and thumped on the house. By the time my chest hurt from the stress and fear, I felt the sensation like impending doom and evil. It made these goat-like sounds and returned to my porch for a few seconds. It got louder, then it vanished. One thing I know for sure is that from the Native American part of my family, they say a lot of things they hear in the Smoky Mountains and to never look at them. I also need to say that I have been studying witchery since I was 13 years old. I am linked also by the Nordic blood of my family, and now I know a few things about magic and creatures of the woods, that they are natural. I've grown up with them, but the sound I heard was nothing of an animal I would make around here. I don't know what it was, but I'm afraid it might come back to stalk me again. What I'm telling you, I know sounds impossible, and this was my first encounter with this thing in my entire life, but I swear I'm telling you guys the honest truth. If any has an if any of you have any advice that could help me stay safe and protect my family, please let me know. Any help could be appreciated. I'm so afraid it will come for me again, even for my children. Please help.